finish early because he's tired. It's been a long day. But yeah, he started at 10. He's done for a reason. But yeah, I'll just start when we need to. I'll just keep remembering to check. Well, it'll also tell me. So, okay, so, not that it's, like necessary if I do, or like, like I have to or anything, or like I get a prize. Maybe I should get a donation or something. Get a bunch of likes, that's good. Even a few, always nice. And but I think I've probably done a record amount of streaming today. It's not, I mean, I've been someone that's staying right. Like I'm home fairly often. It's just kind of. Well, one thing is the laptop's been wonky most of the day. Although it hasn't been able to do the live streaming anyway, so I've been doing it on the other device. But so I haven't been using that. I guess I had a lot on my mind. There was 2 or 3 viewers came in at different spots, chatted for a bit. So it. Yeah, and the time kind of flew a little bit too. So I don't know. Oh, then there was other animals, of course. Of course. So yeah, yeah. It's just been that kind of day. Where is the thing? I don't know. It has been here the whole time. Unless did I bring it with me? And if I didn't, maybe I should just go get that one. I'll just do that, and I'll bring this with me because I just started. I hate to walk away from the screen. Plus, that music is kind of fun. Letting you hear a little bit of it in the other room while he's doing his fitness is probably fine. But yeah, it's kind of odd. I don't know where I put it. Anyway. So, yeah. And I didn't preview back a lot of it, so far. But I kind of felt more like having a conversation than just walking it back and kind of looking at what parts I meant. But I'm glad to preview some of it. But I'll show him. I don't know, on the computer, like I say, still being a bit wonky. And I don't know, I could be doing things on here. I don't really feel like reading. That's the thing. And, I don't know. I almost want to see what were the other things I had open that maybe I want to look at, but nothing is like super jumping out like I should really get to that, so I'll do it tomorrow. You in here? Yeah. I kind of do want to be, but he can also be reading and half listening, and that's fine. When I play it back because he hasn't been present. And if there's a certain part that I really want him to hear, then great. That would be a more. And she tried. She did her best when she suggested it, but that would be one where it would make a bit more sense. Just what about headphones? But I honestly don't like wearing them very much. Really, any type, for the most part. Every now and then I can kind of not mind, and sometimes you need to, but I really don't like wearing headphones. And I find, not that person that's just there stayed and this and that, but to people that post videos, I honestly find the use of mics and headphones and all that equipment a bit distracting. I mean, sure, maybe I do some distracting stuff too, but we all have our style and just kind of the way that we end up doing these, and sometimes it takes me a bit of time to settle in. It's really only been 4 minutes. I mean, if people have said they can't hear you, your audio quality isn't great, and you can't, adjust it with your device, then I guess I would say, yeah, sure, doesn't have to be anything fancy. But and some people have actually they're kind of like news interview kind of those furry ones or whatever. But yeah, so Mike said it, not actually furries. For releases, one of releases, one of the people that just tuned in. I haven't been rolling that long, but I'm glad to. Okay, probably not because she would have stayed, but one did, so we'll see. I think she also would have liked already. But either way, yeah, here just to chat. I don't know if you're seeing the title. I'm not. And if you were just simply scrolling, you might not be seeing it either. But and the fact that you left you. Well, I'm trying to remember. Did I say something about talking about filmmaking? I did. I did. Because I was alluding to that in one of my other videos today, in the other video today, and it was like 50-ish minutes in, so I don't know how likely it would be that somebody would see that point. And I'm feeling very collaborative, and I know it's a busy time of year, but even a little would be nice, and then I can take that and bring that into the new year and some projects, and possibly some in-person collaboration then. But anybody that may have the time and even a little bit of interest in doing so, I would love to see if we could make it happen. Um, um, I listed earlier, or in that video, some of the things that I would be interested in kind of working on. And these days, digitally, even by distance, it's possible. So, and not everybody celebrates Christmas, or not everybody's doing all that much. Um, so if somebody's, I mean, and even if it's in the new year, but if it's before then, that's cool too. Um, so yeah, basically the main genres that I'm interested in. I'd rather wait till there was somebody here watching it. I thought there was a moment ago, but watching this. But also remembering people will see afterwards too. Lots of people come across a video when it's not live streaming. Would be and there's always things to catch up on watching or whatever. But I'm curious if anybody's seen any good documentaries lately. Documentaries is one thing. Interviews, which is a little similar but different. Um, Adventure fantasy maybe kind of stuff, maybe even romance. I'm also wanting to, and I'm also going to work on a couple. Well, I might kind of bring back one of my writing projects, but I also kind of have a new one thanks to my friend Reva being in kind of the last part of the really long one today, which this one won't be super long, but I think she's passed away, but I think I might write a book in her honor, a little bit about her story. Not really changing anything, but maybe adding, some things to make it kind of, not that it's not already interesting and I only know what I know or find out, but kind of just, to also make, make it a writing experience for me more than just her telling me the story and me writing it out kind of thing. I think she'd be okay with it. So, and she's passed away, but I'm quite sure that that she would trust me to do that and to do it in a good and inspiring and creative and provoking way. So, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, but so I might do that. I've never known really how to get something. I mean, there's so many different ways. Like, you don't have to have a special machine and really hire anybody. You can do it online, and for sale downloads or whatever. And so, and then I could read the audiobook here or something, yeah, it could work. I don't know why these, just today, like the lotion just seems almost extra oily. But, so yeah, those are some of the project ideas that and music videos, yeah. And I am musical, like I say, for anybody that sees this afterwards, if they're like, oh, I'd like you to, I'm not much of a composer. but a little bit. And a songwriter, yes, but otherwise I'm um, more of a performer, and preferably cover songs. Partly because, again, like I say, I'm not much of a songwriter. And there's just so many great cover songs. I can never think of ones to do it lately. Or a couple of days ago, I did Not Bad, but without suggestion most of the time. But and if they ain't coming, then I'm not necessarily even getting inspiration from those suggestions for other ones to do. But you know. And just working with the lyrics of a song and the story that it's telling, and you know and you don't need a lot of people to do it. Like, I mean, G would probably be interested, and you know to help somebody to help make it, you know because I mean those lectures were done ages ago, not during live, not that it has to be recorded live, and yeah, it might be a different process now. But I'm not also talking not necessarily about a slideshow. Um, so, um, so yeah, having a little bit of help with that. The more people involved, they want. Some people will do it just because it's a cool experience. Other people are going to want food. They're going to want payment. There's the thing I was looking for before I get. Don't forget it. The dog gets it. So I should bring that one. And um, and then it's more to coordinate. I'd love to say, and sometimes it can work out. I'd love to say that I'd love to do it that way. I'm also still hoping to be at Summer Swim Show, but if it's yeah, it's something to maybe look into, think about maybe doing. Um, I think if I was to beat my Guinness record, there's probably longer videos out there. I'd probably have to roll for an hour to do that. I think. So, I guess we'll see. I have a bit of a sore stomach, and I am tired. I didn't sleep during that because I knew it was getting so late, and I was kind of thinking about stuff. I don't know what, and every now and then my mind would kind of slow down, and then I'd move or something, and I'd be like, let's get to it. We have things we'd like to do. Not necessarily urgent things, but really value that routine for the most part. So, and I did try this dog, and it couldn't name anyway. It done something, I don't know. But other than that, I'd like to put him outside, even he didn't want to. Other than that, um, I'm hoping for some conversation here. That would be nice. I was a little bit worried. But I have heard that prediabetes is reversible. That is, yeah, possibly even type 1 might be if you catch it early enough. And again, the best things to do to reverse that is more. I counted how many stairs we have inside our house, like not counting to the basement, and I think I counted 17 or 27, and I do them a few times a day. I mean, I otherwise am often fairly sedentary, not entirely, but quite a bit. Probably not more than a lot of people, really, but definitely more than most, many. I don't know. I was gonna say more than a lot, not more than a lot, but more than a lot. That kind of thing. Yeah. So, and eating well, and I have been starting to eat well. I don't know if I've noticed a huge difference of much of anything, but when you're tired, this and that, your eyes kind of go a little blurred sometimes. Um, but yeah, anyway, maybe I should be with that thing. Uh, for Joan G. I'm not really sure what else, I might want to do in this, I don't want to wait too much longer, for someone both to stick around and watch for a bit or to chat, and I certainly don't want to see a lot of flashing along the top, you know, um, like things are like, being indecisive or just, not really deciding to engage, I mean, a little bit of that may be okay, but, you know, when you're live streaming daily and you see it fairly often, it's one thing if you're, and actually I don't really even notice a lot of the times, come to think of it, when I'm having a conversation with somebody on here, if that's happening along the top. I mean, occasionally, and actually sometimes that's when the retention comes in. I guess they're like, oh, somebody's talking to him, what are they talking about? But I mean, it could be you that talks to me. And, you know, shouldn't be that other person there. And like I said, in a lot of cases they don't seem to, and, people will chat anyways with me. But, yeah. So, if anybody's got any suggestions for topics or songs for tomorrow's podcast, um, probably sleep in a bit, and this made it browsing, so I may not be able to look at comments. And I gotta set that over the input on Sunday actually. And I don't know, maybe depending on who drops it off, maybe we'll get to play a little music for them. If it's something they'd like to hear, and they have a few minutes. Hopefully both of us. But other than that, and like I said, this year it lends itself to certain music, that is for sure. But like I said, I'm a little bit worried with this device. Last couple of times when it's needed to charge and I plug it in, it don't just have to come back to the screen. I think what it's done is it went black screen, um, or froze. And it don't usually, but so I don't really know if I could try it and see if it works. But I also kind of think I might want to do some other things in a moment. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of good Christmas songs. It is true. But this song, oh, that reminds me. We could either look at Christmas songs, other music, or talk about something deep. Do you have a preference? You're like, none of them, please. Not even deep Christmas songs. Okay. I mean, that's what it looks like you said, but anyway. By staying for 3 seconds until I ask that. I don't know if I feel like talking that deep or thinking as deep as this might make me think, and this kind of goes along with it. So, I guess we've decided then that, yeah, I just don't have a lot of energy for reading. Music, it may be a little bit different. But for right now, otherwise, not sure. But I do kind of want to look at this. And I will want to look at some stuff there too. I've been looking at the self screen a lot today, so a bigger screen would probably be a little bit better. And I mean, I have done other things too, and had other distractions and stuff today, but no, mostly I don't. Mostly I don't. And in fact, I was out down the store or something recently, and got one of those hot chocolate cup holiday things. I'm going to give that to someone. Otherwise, things I'm getting prepared for some people are like, things that don't expire, or that, like seasonings and herbs, and some crackers that we just bought but decided we didn't want, and maybe a few other things. And I'm putting together a bit of a food hamper for a relative, and he'd rather let that stay together, but I said, that's probably how it was intended, but okay, I guess that's an okay idea. But, which reminds me, I think I was trying to decide about this one, and then I still have a few to kind of decide in the next few days. But and an instrument, a few hand drums, and then also bass sticks for somebody else. So. Um, yeah, if it comes out, then I'll just wrap up soon. I'm gonna wait till there's somebody here to look at this. It's interesting though. I look at it again now. I've read it about 3 times today. Uh, I don't think in a row. I looked at it once just as I was heating up dinner. I looked at it once, maybe twice earlier, and I'm looking at it now. And part of me thinks that this is a motivational pep talk. Like, I know I have the capabilities to do this, and sometimes do. But it's actually, I just put it together in interesting ways right now. Well, maybe we could sing Christmas carols. I don't know if I'd really feel like it in the morning, but it would be, other than talking about the couple of things, it would be, something to kind of take the focus off chatting. That's true. Other than no piano, I don't think it's a very good tune. Other than that, though, I don't think Trisha she really had to be coached into singing. I'm not too sure about Mary. It'd be interesting to find out if she had a really nice singing voice. It's like, oh, you don't know it. Going outside and sing or something. I don't know. I don't know. Even though that's a bit distracting, I like how that defines that and how that fits with it. And the more I look at this, the more I'm thinking I might want to keep this for myself. Yeah. That's okay, I'm still giving them some stuff. So that's fine. I had to throw that on top of the one I just tossed over there. It didn't really go there, but I was able to grab it again and try again, and now I've tossed it too far and it's still not really on top of. It's fine. It's fine. And speaking of top, these will also come near the top of the pile. I think I need to have this with me just in case. While we're at the get together. It would be great because this is a shorter one. Although a couple people, one person that hadn't heard me do music yet recently did. It is a shorter one, and it may. But if I'm going to go to the piano, then I think I should maybe want this charged a bit more than 28%, but it drops fast, this device. These cushions slide around a lot. Even with other cushions, it doesn't really hold them. And sitting on it, it doesn't necessarily. Well, time it slides a bit forward, but it doesn't really keep spot place. But yeah, but almost, but it's earlier than we would have anyway, and we're a little bit, by maybe 30 minutes behind schedule. Like he's wanting to do his thing for a bit, and then might not want much of a snack because we, because we ate at about 9:30, 9:45 instead of 8-ish. So we'll play a bit of piano, a few chips, yogurt, and then we're good. Then he has one dog, but a bit of an iffy stomach. Not too bad, and I feel like it probably could sleep. But also, too, the later that we are up, the more we'll be able to sleep in because we can't tomorrow. And that would be nice. Usually I can get fine. Right. But yeah, so basically, but I'm not going to take Tums because I've heard that there's a recall on a certain flavor or whatever. But I mean, it makes me think. But you know what? Sometimes I think that those things get placed too easily. It's I guess good to be safe, and for those who are a little less ambivalent about the life. But it's kind of like, oh, maybe it just accidentally, when it put in the packaging, you just, like if it's like a bit of foil or whatever, probably from the lid, or at least maybe the rim of it or whatever, pick it out. If you're finding a lot, that's a little bit odd maybe, but yeah, I don't know. I think some people, and I understand when it's for the public, comes up, whatever, and it's food, whatever. It's kind of like, oh, what precaution we have to, any that we put out, because they all could be infected. I mean, they most likely are. And then it's wasteful, and that's one reason why I don't like the concept. But I don't have decision in the matter, so. I would love to invent something, though. I'm not sure what, but I'd love to become more of an inventor. And if anybody has invented something, I'd be a little bit curious to hear what. But yeah, the more... oh, right, no. And I don't know what... where did I see it? This. I see it says Oracle card at the top. You're able to discern... But I thought there was another word kind of like that, but not that I was... not that either. I don't know what it was then. And I love the picture. But I do like what the card says. You are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. And that's a good reminder. I think I might keep these in my own pocket. Yeah. Might even go put them in there now. Yeah. But the only song that I kind of have pre-selected, you could say, it's kind of deep, especially for this time of night. I could just play an instrumental. I could. 40 minutes early. I could. I could. I like the title. I like the song. If I'm gonna do it, I might as well get it in now. Because otherwise this may drop too low quickly. I might try to, because he's still gonna be a little bit of time. But I would like to preview the thing, I think, a little bit. So I think maybe going until it gives me an indicator, even though there hasn't been a lot of interaction in this. And then I think at that point, I wrap up. Watch. A whole bunch of people will tune in and want to chat and have a enjoyable, kind, living conversation. And if that is the case, I might go until he comes downstairs and then plug it in. You guys, some of you will have heard him on the piano a few times recently, and I always like for that to happen because it doesn't a lot these days. Now, as far as in the live streams, and he's very talented. But I've been playing for a long time, but on and off, and I don't know. I'm not. I guess I would say I don't feel like I'm as talented. Certainly not in the classical area. I mean, I'm not even gonna say I have any talent in playing classical piano because I don't. Uh, you know what? I'll do as much as I can. And then whether I finish the song but not the podcast, or I do finish the podcast, we will see. But I'll put this upstairs. But I will want to plug this in. That I do know because I still haven't read it. So, and he's one of the other music because we did it earlier. So, I won't be here for very long. So, wait to get any. I kind of really want lotion though. I get really sensitive to the desire for it, and usually I don't admit long because I have it on me. So. Okay, I'll do a little bit of this, and then see if you can name this tune. I'll do a little bit of this, and then we'll see if I plug it in, try to plug it in, and have it continue rolling, or if I wrap up. But okay. And you leave. Motivating. Oh, is that who this is? I had no idea. Alright. Anyway, I did notice that it indicated that this had to be plugged in. That one. So, I think I will and wrap up. So yeah, there's a few songs there he can play, and then also some of those ones. Right. Yeah, I'll keep this short. It's almost kind of ironic, the duration, because of his age. But she's 3,300 and something. And actually now it just surpassed that. But anyway. Sometimes I go for an hour, whatever, and then things pick up a little bit and it's worth it. But I don't think I have the energy to do so. And it's been quiet. There's a lot on here. Sometimes the hours don't work as well as very, very greatly. But part of my things, in 34 minutes, especially since there's been a few flashes, I think there should have been this bit of interaction, but it's fine. It's fine, Danny. I would have known, though. I don't know. Maybe I would have just continued doing what I was doing before. But, oh well, I'm pretty okay with this video as well. And 5% better get plugged in. And I may still have hit that record, so I'm just curious, though. I may still have hit the record. Okay, well, one thing I did just discover, though, is I just plugged it in and put back on, and it's not doing that glitchy thing anymore. However, what I'm a little bit unsure about, or thinking could happen, is it could still either not charge, not progress to a higher number, Oops, which is what that means. Keep scraping that, but luckily it's okay. Um, or it'll drop more because it's unable to charge while doing this. Um, so, but because it did it that way, I almost want to keep doing it. But it's almost 11 o'clock. He's going to be downstairs soon. Honestly, he's probably not much of a podcasting mode. We both have had very, well, really long and lovely. But, he's had a long day, and as much as he loves doing so, you know, we've got a weekend. We got a couple deliveries. Um, and even though we're doing all right, but if it helps, and we do need a few things. But other than that, yeah, it's um, yeah. So you see, it just dropped 4%, but I think it also pulled out over here. Ugh. Yeah, yeah. We'll keep it short. I got a little bit of piano playing in at least. I got the kind of feelers out there for doing some collabing in a shorter video, almost at about the same spot as the longer video, but some people won't necessarily see the longer ones and think, oh, maybe I'll just watch some, whether I watch more later or not, no big deal or whatever. Other people say, oh, if I can't watch all of it, I don't want to watch any of it. But I'm saying it quicker, or I said it a bit quicker in this one, and it was like 15 minutes ago too, actually. So I guess we'll see if anybody would like to collab. Let me know, and other than that, yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up. Let this charge, relax for the rest of the night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Like I say, feel free to suggest some ideas and/or songs. Um, and yeah, help us get through tomorrow. And yeah, okay. That being said, I always hate to wrap up when somebody just tunes in. I'm not telling you to go anywhere, but let me know if you'd like to engage for a few minutes. And if you would, we will. And if you don't, we won't. And you didn't, so goodbye. Nobody's like this game. Goodbye. I was wrapping up anyway, so it works.